So I finally got with the situationship that was at school.
Okay.
Anyways, we started getting closer and closer, and he was a good guy. He was very romantic, very attentive, and he just was a great confidant, and just made me feel loved. Mm-hmm. Well, one of my boo things from back in the past hit me up. It's like one of the dream guys,
Yeah.
The athlete, muscular dude, six-pack abs, that person that just makes you feel like, dang, like,
yeah,
why we can't be together? Well, he finally was single, and I felt like, let me take this opportunity just to get to know him and everything. So the dude that I called the situationship, he wasn't around for the moment or whatever. So I was like, okay, well, let me go on ahead and hit old dude up and see where this goes. Mm-hmm. Well, the new dude, I'm gonna call him Barry.
Okay.
Barry comes over. We have fun activities with each other.
That's cool. That's cool.
And he then, we talk or whatever, and finally he leaves. As he's leaving the parking lot, situationship.
Oh shit.
Contacts me.
Okay.
Calls my phone.
You. Okay.
And like call, text, and all kind of stuff. And he was like, "You with that nigga? What you doing?" I was like, "Oh snap!" Like my heart dropped.
Hey everybody, it's your girl DJ with Plan for Keys podcast, and today I have V. She is a model. Y'all need to check her out on Instagram, y'all. And a social media personality. She is here today for Dating Chronicles, where you give a funny, crazy, or lesson learned dating story. How are you today?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much for inviting me. I'm excited to be here.
I'm glad that you are here and that you made the time, because I know you had a drive.
Yes. It was crazy.
Yeah, so I'm honored that you made time to speak with us today and give us your story. But before we dive in, like I said, you're a model here in Atlanta. I would love to just hear your journey and how you got started in that.
Okay. Yeah, sure. So I originally started modeling sometime during high school. I tried out for a company. Now I can't remember the name.
That's okay.
One company back in Texas. So they wanted me to actually do tryouts where we had to walk and pose, actually get our comp cards and everything made up. And I actually won one of the competitions. I got signed with one of the agencies. But unfortunately, and the agency was called Modeling Talent in Florida. So I didn't take the role or the agency because I was in nursing school. So I eventually just had to let it go. After that, after getting out of nursing school and just finishing college and everything, I decided to move to Atlanta. And that's when I said I want to put my feet back in the water and get on out there. So I found a group on Facebook, and I just reached out to some of the photographers who had different openings and things that they were doing. And one thing led to another. I just connected and networked from photographer to photographer and started getting my name out there. And so usually I get most of my bookings or just shoots through photographers and people who are having a different events or any like promotional website things like that.
Got you. So just any advice for anybody who's here in Atlanta and who just kind of wants to get their feet wet, what advice would you give?
I would say network on Facebook because I joined 2 groups, and from there my aspiring career just kind of blew up from there. So yeah, that's what my advice is.
Would be to network.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, got you. Okay. Well, thank you for that. I just wanted to know, and I know there's a lot of people who aspire to do things like that here in Atlanta, so I just wanted to get your tip. I see just everything that you are doing on Instagram, so just wanted to hear that. So you are here, though,
yes,
for Dating Chronicles, where you give a funny, crazy, or lesson learned dating story. What do you have for us today?
Today I have a lesson learned / crazy story. So a few years back, probably around 2017, 2018, this is towards me finishing my bachelor's degree.
Okay.
I was in a relationship with someone in Fort Worth, Texas, but I also met someone else while I was in school in Abilene, Texas. So I started getting close to both of them, and I just kind of had like issues with just trying to share my love amongst the two. They both were amazing guys. They were both Libras. I'm a Libra as well. And they also had the same birthday. This was crazy.
That is crazy.
I know, like how ironic. Yeah. But that's not even really the story. So eventually I had to let one go because I just didn't like the fact that I was kind of like playing the field on both ends or whatever. So I finally got with the situationship that was at school.
Okay.
Anyways, we started getting closer and closer, and he was a good guy. He was very romantic, very attentive, and he just was a great confidant and just made me feel loved. Mm-hmm. Well, one of my boo things from back in the past hit me up. It's like one of the dream guys, you know.
Yeah.
The athlete, muscular dude, six-pack abs, you know, that person that just makes you feel like, dang, like,
yeah,
why we can't be together? But he finally was single, and I feel like, let me take this opportunity just to get to know him and everything. So the dude that I called the situationship, he wasn't around for the moment or whatever. So I was like, okay, well, let me go on ahead and hit old dude up and see where this goes. Mm-hmm. Well, the new dude, I'm calling him Barry.
Okay.
Barry comes over. We have fun activities with each other.
That's cool. That's cool.
And he then, you know, we talk or whatever, and finally he leaves. As he's leaving the parking lot, situationship.
Oh shit.
Contacts me,
okay.
calls my phone,
okay,
and like call, text, and all kind of stuff. And he was like, "You with that nigga? What you doing?" I was like, "Oh snap!" Like my heart dropped.
How did he know? Like, cause you said he wasn't around.
Exactly. I don't know how he knew. I'm like, maybe I was being too open, had my phone laying around or something. Cause I'm like, how did he know? I still don't know to this day. But like I said, we got so close that I think we could kind of
sense.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, got you. Okay.
Yeah. So, anyways, situationship. He was like talking about the dude from head to toe. He knew what he had on. He knew what kind of car he drove. So he was dead in the parking lot with Barry. I was like, oh my God, like, please do not do nothing crazy. But he didn't go after Barry. Instead, he came to my apartment door, started banging on the door, and I finally let him in. But this was like after I contacted Barry, because I'm like, please stay by the phone just in case. Like, I don't know what's gonna happen, because I ain't never seen this dude in this light. Yeah, right. So I'm just like, oh, like, I don't even know what to do, but at the same time, I can't let him bang on my door. I have 2 roommates, and that just was like, oh my God. So I opened the door, and he just was crying out. He was like, how could you treat me this way? How could you do me like this? And he just like was crying, and he looked so sad. That just broke my heart, because like I never seen him this way.
Got you.
And I never felt that feeling of, dang, this is what it feels like to be treated like cheated on and treated badly. Like, it just was like, I ain't never doing that no more. I couldn't handle it. But anyway, long story short, we end up settling everything and working things out, and we actually kept that situationship going for 3 years. He was older. Wow. He was actually 40 years old while I was 25. Got you. Yeah.
Got you.
But my whole lesson learned was that I just wanted to explore my options and try to figure out if that grass was greener on the other side.
Gotcha.
Because the other dude, he was more my age, and he was somebody that I was really into, and his physical features and everything was something that I
was attracted to.
Yes. So, no, the grass wasn't greener on the other side. I already had a good dude. I just felt like since our age difference was there, I just couldn't bring him home exactly.
Got you.
So I was just like, ugh. But he was great to me. Yeah. And we still communicate to this day. Barry, out the picture. Don't communicate.
Figure so. So you kept calling it a situationship. Did y'all ever establish it being a relationship, or maybe to you it just wasn't a relationship?
Okay, so it was a situationship because we never established girlfriend, boyfriend. He wanted it to be called that, but I deep down was like, since I can't bring you home, I can't go past this point.
Got you.
Yeah. But we did everything like an actual couple.
Yeah.
Like, we were always together daily, cooking and cleaning and doing all kind of stuff as if you were living with your fiance or whatever.
Got you.
Yeah.
So I need to know how this 3-year relationship ended before I go back to asking my other question.
It ended because I ended up coming out here. And see, I already knew I couldn't do distance the first time when I met him. So I'm like, let's not even.
Got you. Cause do you think that's the reason why you didn't work it out with the other guy when it was just the older guy and then him at first? It was because of the distance?
Mm-hmm.
Got you.
Yeah. That guy was a 5-year relationship.
Okay.
But it was a little off and on. But the 3-year, it wasn't really off and on. We had one off. And that was mainly
that.
Yeah.
Got you. Okay. Yeah. So I know you said that you didn't like playing the field back then. Do you still feel like that now with like everything going on with social media where they say you should date multiple guys, get to know multiple people, and be okay with it? Like, where's your head at with that?
Okay. So let me correct myself. College years from 18 to about 24, I did play the field. I did do what I wanted to do. And I dated multiple guys. I just, wanted to see what I liked. And eventually I figured out what I liked. So, to now, at this point in time, I feel like at this age, I don't want to date 50 million guys.
Yeah.
That's just time consuming, number one.
It is time consuming.
And number two, I don't have the energy for that.
Got you. Okay.
So I'm like, maybe 1 or 2, but just I know more of what I want now. So
it's easier for you to, you would say like, okay, if you run into somebody, you just cut them off early versus sticking around.
Yes, ma'am.
That makes sense because I know a lot of like these dating coaches will say, you should date multiple people and then let it be known you dated multiple people and kind of let the men kind of figure out, I guess, I don't know, I don't want to use the word fight for like your love or whatever, but they'll say that that's how you should go about dating now. So, no.
Like, I can already tell from when he comes up and what he says and how his demeanor is and what he looked like, if that's someone I even want to waste my time with.
Got you.
So I already cut it off right there. Like,
got you. So what did you tolerate back in the day versus now?
Back in the day, I would say I tolerated a little. I had more leniency, and so I tolerated more inconsistency, lack of communication, and just overall, someone that wasn't willing to, like, I guess, do whatever they needed to do to pleasure me.
Would you say in the past you were more of the person who would do a lot of pleasuring versus now? That might be my own lesson. I don't know. I tend to...
Okay, so I would be the one that get more pleasure.
Okay.
But when I say pleasure me, I meant so more of like maybe saying yes rather than saying no. Like spoiling me. Yeah.
Got you. Okay, okay.
Yeah.
So you hurt the older guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
How did you heal from hurting him? Because I feel like even when we're in the wrong, we also have healing work to do. How do you think you healed from that?
I healed from it by, through time and just making sure that I ask myself certain questions just to see where my heart and what I desired.
Got you.
Because at the time, I was thinking I wanted something else, and clearly I already had what I wanted and needed.
Got you. Mm-hmm. Got you. Okay. And then the reason why y'all broke up was just due to long distance. You didn't want to try. You didn't want to...
I already had in my mind, like, I'm going to Atlanta. They got all kind of good stuff out there.
So,
and in actuality, I ain't got nothing out here.
So what makes, because I know a lot of women have issues choosing them, like when they feel like they're like in a solid relationship, but they know they want something more, they want something better that's outside of that. Mm-hmm. How did you get in the mindset to choose yourself? Or have you always just been that person to choose yourself?
No, I haven't always been the person to choose myself. I've actually grown since being out here, and I've been single for the past 2 years now.
2 years. Okay.
Yeah, so now I'm in the mode of choosing myself. I needed it because after getting down here, I did have a relationship of 6 months or so, and it wasn't good. He ended up cheating on me.
Got you.
And it hurt, and I had to like do some inner self work and just figure out some things.
Got you.
Yeah.
So what made you choose you when it came to that guy in Texas? Because you felt like you had a great thing with that guy. Mm-hmm. Was it just, okay, I know I can't bring him home? Like so that made it easy for you to kind of just dip out and move to Atlanta when you knew you wasn't going to have him? Or was it just, how did you choose yourself knowing you had a good situation and he probably wanted you to stay and all of that stuff? Mm-hmm. Or was he okay and encouraging of you to leave?
He was okay and encouraging of me to leave because he knew that I had dreams and I wanted to actually come out here to pursue my medical career.
Oh my gosh, so he was a good dude.
Yeah.
Got you. Yeah. Got you.
So CDC, if you're watching.
What do you want to do for the CDC?
Well, I have my master's in public health, so
okay.
I want to help with prevention of disease. So, I have many different interests. But at the time, I wanted to do a public health advisor. That's what I wanted to do. Mm-hmm.
Got you. Okay. We can talk offline. I know a whole bunch of companies popped up in my head because I have another friend who's in that field, and that's what she's doing now for Walmart.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I actually worked for Walmart while I was out here. Well, not anymore, but when I first came out here.
Okay, yeah. So we could talk offline okay. about that. Okay. Let me ask you this. So I'm gonna dig into these questions. These are the questions I asked you when we first met. But you are also a model on Instagram. So and I know you put up a lot of pictures, a lot of stuff. Do these men be in your DMs?
Yes, they do. They come in spurts.
They come in spurts.
Yes, it's like everybody all at once sometimes, and then dry at other times. So
what is the craziest thing a guy has wrote you in your DM trying to get your attention?
I don't think I really receive any crazy.
You ain't got nothing crazy?
It's usually respectable. That's
good. Cause some of these dudes will be, they put some crazy shit.
Yeah, no, I hadn't had any crazy.
And you haven't started no relationships or anything from the DM or entertained anybody? Okay. Let me ask you this. How do you feel about the soft life? Like that saying that's going around. Where's your stance on that?
I think everyone should actually have a soft life. But that's after you work hard. You got to put in the work and then be able to relax and make sure that you have a balance and enjoy yourself.
Got you. So do you agree with the aesthetic that social media is putting out? Like pushing out? Because sometimes they don't push out you work hard. Sometimes it's just you automatically should just live that soft life and require people to give that to you.
Right. No. I feel that they should show that they have been putting in months and time and efforts and crying at night, all of this, the tears, like struggles, like they need to put that out there first and then show this is the fruits of my labor.
Absolutely.
And so now I have the funds to, well, I shouldn't say that, because living a soft life to me is actually like just running myself a bubble bath and like actually putting on a podcast while I'm in the tub or reading a book or something. Like it doesn't have to be expensive to enjoy or like romanticize your life.
I know when I think about the soft life too, when it comes to relationships, is how I want to be treated versus how I thought love should be. Like, you know, the ride or die culture, or where you as a woman, you have to do the most to be chosen. Now, like when if I do think of soft life, I'll think of it more relationship wise, and it's just like, no, I can be myself, and from there I can get a great relationship. I don't have to do the most.
Exactly.
Yeah, that was one of the lessons I had to learn when I think about like the soft life. And then, you know, they'll talk about how a guy should treat you. I think that should all come from that. But I know I think about the soft life in that way. Let me ask you this.
Okay.
What do you feel someone benefits from being in a committed relationship with you?
I feel that they would not only have a companion, but they would have someone that's ride or die, loyal, that's willing to give their all. And I push people, believe it or not, to be better, because I always want to achieve better. So, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, that besides the, you know, cooking and cleaning and stuff. I mean, yeah.
Got you. Okay. Now, I know that you say you haven't been in a relationship in a couple of years. In the last relationship, you got hurt. Let me ask you this. On a scale of 1 to 10, how scared are you of being hurt?
I would say about a 6.
A 6?
Yeah.
Why a 6 and not a 10 or 1?
Because with love or anything, you got to put yourself out there and go for it. Like, and not have any, I would say, worries. And just know that things happen. Like, sometimes it's a lesson and sometimes it's, you know, something that's going to improve you or actually provide you with the love and care that you need. Like, so if you don't actually go for it, then how would you ever know?
That's a fact.
Yeah.
So what would a guy need to do now? You say it's been a couple years for somebody to break your bubble of just solitude and peace. Because I don't care what nobody say. You have peace and solitude when you are by yourself.
You're
okay?
right.
Like, what would it take for a man to come in and just sweep you off of your feet and take you away from that?
So he has to approach me correctly. Some people be like, hey, ma, and what's your number and all that kind of stuff. I don't like that. So I actually went on a date yesterday for the first time in a while. And the guy, I was actually talking to him about a part-time. I'm trying to get my money up. And then he turns around and is like, well, what are you doing later? And I'm just like, what do you mean? And eventually we got to exchanging numbers and everything, and that's when we went out. It was a pretty nice date. He was a little older. I'm like, why I keep attracting older guys lately? I don't know. But anyways, it wasn't something hard. It was simple as that. But he had already had good intentions.
Got you.
And talking to me about business first. So I think that's what made me feel safe. And I was just like, okay.
Got you.
Go on ahead.
Now, one date could just be, you have a great date. But I think as far as like you wanted to be in a relationship with a man, like maybe one thing, what do you think it would take? I know good intentions is one, but just as things progress, what are things you think for you, what would you need to see in order for like somebody to really just come in and be that woman that you explained? Like when I asked you what benefits would somebody have being in a committed relationship with you?
Gotcha. Yeah, it would be the consistency.
Yeah.
Because out here, I had a lot of non-consistency.
It's a lot, girl.
It's like we'll be talking, and then all of a sudden, it's like, where you at? Like, but I understand it is a lot of competition out here. I'm not afraid of competition. But, like, don't just treat me any kind of way. I'm not on the phone just waiting up for you. No, ma'am. Sir, no.
Gotcha. And then my last question for you, what have you learned about yourself from a past or current relationship?
So the one that was 6 months, I was like feeling like I would do anything for him, and I didn't understand why. Like, I feel like the previous relationships before that, they were the ones that were willing to do. So, I don't know exactly what he did to make me feel that way, but I know that.
Do you think the breadcrumbing, in a way, like what I mean by breadcrumbing, like because you said it was about 6 months, was he the type to like give you the attention that you were used to, and then in a way be pulled away? Did you go through that? Okay,
yeah.
So they call that breadcrumbing. Okay, and then do you think you were trying to chase that attention that you were used to from him, and that's why you felt like you had to work harder versus the other relationship?
Yeah.
So what do you feel you learned?
I feel that I don't need to have that extra attention that I was longing for, because I'm giving it to myself naturally on the daily. So that's what I learned. That's probably why I feel more comfortable now to be alone, because before the 2-year break, I didn't really take too many breaks. I would instantly get out of a relationship and kind of like start talking to somebody else, and then snowball from there. So
got you.
Yeah,
that's what's up. Well, that's good that you learned that. Now tell the audience where they can find you.
You can find me on Facebook or Instagram at either Vernicia Allen or Virtuous V. That's VEE 92. Virtuous V.
Awesome. I'm going to have all of those links in the show notes. And until next time, guys.
Bye.